Welcome to Broadneck High School Baseball and our series, The Bruin Way. Today, Coach Devin Gardner reviews pitching mechanics. Let's start by looking at Coach Gardner come into the set position, or using the stretch. Notice that his feet are shoulder width apart, not together or touching. His hands come together at chest height, and his eyes are focused on the target. You'll also notice that his shoulders are pointed at the catcher. One common thing we see in a lot of young pitchers is that when they come to the set position, their feet are close together, even touching. We'd much prefer them to be in a position like Coach Gardner is in, with their feet shoulder width apart. A coach can put a shoe, or even the coach's own foot, in between the pitcher's feet to give them the feeling to keep their feet wide at shoulder width apart. From here, we'll move on to the balance position. We see Coach Gardner lift his leg and get into the balance position. You'll note that his head is in line with his hips and his right foot. Balance and alignment in this position are important for good control. A common problem we see with young pitchers is their upper body leans back when they raise their foot into the balance position. You can work on this portion of your motion with your back against a fence or wall to help emphasize staying in line, head on top of hips, on top of feet. From the balance position, we shift to load and drive toward home plate. Our emphasis in this part of the pitching motion is to get your legs into a powerful position to drive toward the plate. We accomplish this with an athletic bend in the back leg and by showing the catcher your back pocket. Let's watch Coach Gardner put this all together for us. Coming set with his feet shoulder width apart, which gives him room to bring his lead leg back toward the rubber, loading up before coming toward the plate. We see him lift his lead leg into the balance position and then make a slight movement, loading up on his back leg and turning his back pocket toward the catcher. Next, he moves toward the catcher, keeping his shoulders closed, pointing at the catcher until his plant leg foot lands. That landing triggers the body to uncoil and throw the ball home. Finally, we see Coach finish over top of his plant leg with a good full arm finish, keeping his eyes on the catcher's target. Let's watch it one more time with a few key words for checkpoints within the delivery. Coming set, feet shoulder width apart, hands at your chest, and eyes on the catcher's target. Lift to balance position, and load, back pocket toward the catcher. Stay closed, moving toward home, shoulders in line with the plate. And finish over your front leg, keeping your eyes on the catcher's glove. As we focus on this back pocket toward the catcher portion of Coach's delivery, you'll notice that not only does he point that back pocket at the catcher, but he also leads down the slope with that back pocket. Next, let's discuss the windup. We leave this for last because the majority of pitching mechanics are the same from the windup as they are from the stretch. Our checkpoints for the windup are to eliminate unnecessary movement, especially any side-to-side sway on our way to the balance position. You'll see in these shots that Coach moves from a stance with weight evenly distributed on both feet to a slight shift in weight to his glove side, just enough of a shift to allow him to pivot his right foot along the front of the rubber. The next step is a lift of his leg to the balance position. We accomplish all of these movements as if we are performing them in a phone booth or in a doorway, keeping things tight. Our head on top of our hips, on top of our feet helps balance. Balance helps our control. And hitting spots and changing speeds is the key to a pitcher's success. On our very last shot, Coach is finishing his delivery in an athletic position so that he is ready to field his position. This is important for your safety and in getting the next out. Thank you for your interest in doing things the Bruin way.